I'm Israel Hickey. I'm from West Brookfield, Massachusetts, born and raised there, lived there basically my whole life. I'm 23 years old, so I have three siblings, so I'm one of four. The oldest is my sister Julianne. She lives in Japan doing mission work. I have my brother who lives like 10 minutes from me in North Brookfield, Massachusetts. And then I have my sister, Victoria, and she lives in New Hampshire. And then it's me, I'm the youngest. My parents are Paul Hickey and Gloria Hickey. My dad grew up in West Brookfield, Massachusetts, just where I live now. And my mom grew up in San Francisco, California. And then they moved out here maybe 20 years ago, I think. So, yeah, I was homeschooled as a child. I was homeschooled until I was about, 14, 15, somewhere around there. I used to just kind of hang out with my siblings. My siblings were kind of like my best friends. It wasn't until I got older, like about 12, that we went to this new church called Upper Room, and I just met some of my friends there. Before I was very kind of isolated, kind of just on my own, so I was kind of a lonely kid, because I didn't have a lot of friends. Wasn't till like later on, I was about 12, that I made friends outside of my family. I would say just growing up, some of the hardest times were probably when I was the youngest, so my older siblings could go out and do stuff, but I was always kind of the youngest, so I always kind of felt left out, because, they would be able to go do stuff because they're older, and being the youngest, I was kind of left back, you just go hang out with your parents, you'll be with mom and dad, we're going to go do our own thing. And I was kind of like, oh man, I want to go do this. I want to go, hang out with friends. I want to go to this and that, but I wasn't able to because I was just, kind of the baby of the family. I would say some of my biggest influences would be just being in public school, being around a lot of those kids and just being social kind of shaped a lot of who I was, and like figuring out on my own. And then doing Youth with a Mission, YWAM, in England. I did missionary school for like 6 months. And then that's where I really got challenged, a lot of like, who are you? What do you believe? Like, what are you all about? It's not just from the past, like who you were or what your parents think. Like, who are you and what do you believe, you yourself. Yeah, I would say. And then doing my LMD at secondary school in London, I did a leadership school where it was just kind of challenging because I was kind of the leader, so it was kind of like the spotlight was on me. And I had to, like when we did outreach, because we went to Spain to do an outreach to work with a church, and just not being able to speak the language, and then just kind of having to deal with all the stress and all of like the anxiety of I'm leading this missionary team into Spain, So I think a lot of that stuff has just kind of shaped who I am and what I think. Recently I've been working, and then I would say, just doing kind of like thinking about college, meditating, thinking about my future, just trying to like kind of figure out what are the next steps I'm going to do, whether it's going into business or going into the mission field, or, maybe just moving away, So it's kind of like just been like a time of just like kind of meditating, thinking a lot, going for walks, going for hikes, spending time with friends, or having like one-to-ones, good conversations, and just talking to people about getting different perspectives and just trying to understand things, be well-rounded. And some of the things that I care about would be, I really enjoy discipleship, mentoring, encouraging people. I really like coming alongside people and just helping them figure out stuff, inspiring them, helping them kind of on the journey. I think I really enjoy like giving myself to other people, like what I can do, what I can bring, and then helping them to walk in their gifts, or helping them find identity, or helping them figure out something, just coming alongside them and helping them know that they're not alone, that they can do it, and that they have meaning, that they have purpose, and that it's not just like routine, that there's so much more out there, there's so much more life out there if you just try it, if you just do it, instead of like thinking so much and, becoming very anxious, just trying it, and that's what I'm trying to do, in my life, just going for it more. One thing that's interesting about me that most people don't really know is just that I actually kind of like dancing, and that I kind of I kind of have a passion for music. I really like artistic stuff and like the arts world, and I'd really like to dive into that more, but I feel like I'm not around it enough, so I haven't been able to sort of get more invested into it. But I really enjoy like dancing, and I don't know, I just enjoy it. And then like music, so I do play a little bit of violin, still learning. I got a lot to learn, but yeah, just like music, and just kind of feeling it and enjoying it and having a good time with it, because I feel like it's like an art. You can express yourself so much through music and through dancing, because it's a way you can't put words to your emotions, The closest people to me right now are probably my friend Wally. He's kind of just been like a mentor, one-to-one. My friend Eli, he's just been very there for me and just kind of walked the journey with me, and kind of seen where I've come from. We've talked a lot of different things, kind of on a similar page, with understanding. And yeah, we're just kind of trying to figure stuff out and walking, you know what I mean? And just having someone walking there with you can go a long way, my friend Lawrence, he's really cool. He's really encouraged me to just, walk in becoming myself, instead of like doing what other people want you to do, or just people pleasing, and just really figuring out who you are, and then what do you want to do, and then walk in your purpose, walk in, what God has put in your life, or where you feel you should be going, you know what I mean? What your gifts are, and walking towards that, and not just going with the flow, or not just going with what other people have told you, or what's in front of you. Like, put yourself out there, use your gifts, use what you're passionate about, use what excites you, and then use that, and that will help you so much more and grow you so much more, because you have purpose, you have meaning in it. And yeah, so just, I would say my friends are the closest people to me. And then my brother too. Yeah, he just walked with me, and a lot of emotional stuff, he's really been there for me, I would say also my friend Braden too. He's been really a really great loyal friend, I would say, and just encouragement. Also another friend who just kind of walks with you through it all, and just been there, very steadfast, always there for you. Just a good friend, Yeah. I would say the most difficult thing in my life right now is just knowing to move on, or yeah, just stepping out. I have a lot of fear of like stepping out and stuff and just going for it, because I have the type of personality where I want to do all the research. I want to know everything. I want to be very well prepared. I want to know what I'm getting myself into completely, and then I will go for it. But there comes a point when you can't know everything. You can't figure it all out, and you just have to jump. You just have to go for it, and it's just difficult for me to really just go out there and just do it. I like to think it all out, look at all the pros and cons, when you can do that forever, but you have to take the steps too. It takes work, and you have to do the work, to put yourself out there, to get out there and do it, I feel like I've succeeded in just my worldview, in like the way you think, you're processing your thinking, just to understand people better, and not just like focus on the thing itself, not to just focus on so much on the results or the plan, but to focus on people, and just to focus on the journey and enjoy that. And I feel like I've been on a process of learning how to do that, and molding my thinking to be able to enjoy the journey, but also have goals. And that's what I'm trying to get now, is just also focus on the goals, enjoy the journey, but also focus on the goals, and just kind of finding who you are and enjoying your small victories, like going to England and doing, those schools there, going to because I did a hike through the Alps, and being able to do that with friends and not having anything, no plan, just kind of going for it and relying on God, through it all and just kind of going for it. I feel like those have just been really good stepping stools into me just being more confident. So maybe it's just been a process of me trying to become more confident, and stepping out and getting out there, Another thing that I would say I feel like I've succeeded in life is just growing, just like appreciate your growth, where you've come from, where you've been, and just look back and appreciate where you've come from, and see who you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and then look at who you are now, and just like appreciate that growth, where you've come from, every trial, everything that's come up, I'm sure it wasn't easy every step, but you've come on the journey, you're going somewhere, you just enjoy the process, so just growth, appreciate growth, And I feel like that's where I'm at, just like trying to appreciate every journey, every step, because it's not always, bam, or it's not always like, one giant step. Sometimes it's the little steps, and then you look back and you're like, wow, that was a giant step, but you had to take 10 steps before if that makes sense, yeah. Yeah, I'd say my plans to the future, I would like to like have a business, have some sort of like outlet where I can pour into other people, that I can encourage other people, that I can kind of use my gifts and my passions to help other people, and have sort of like, I don't know if a community or like just other people who are like-minded coming alongside and like just pouring into people, and like having a business where you are receiving, but you can also give right back, So it's like you're being gived to give, and I would like to be able to have it, a healthy income, like, and I don't want to be like poor, but I don't want to, I don't care to have all the riches in the world, you know what I mean? Just to be well off and be able to enjoy traveling or have a place, and just have some sort of security in that. But yeah, I would say a big thing for me would just be able to have a lifestyle, to have like a career that I'm passionate about, that I care about, and that I can use my gifts to help other people, and have other people also come alongside and help me on it too, Yeah. Some of the things on my bucket list would just be, I'd say I really want to go to Australia. I'd really like to go to Africa. I'd like to visit all of the continents of the world, and just get like a different feel for each continent, because I feel like you can learn so much from different cultures, and different worldviews. It will change your mind, the way you think, it'll open your mind to a lot of other ways of thinking that maybe you don't initially think about. Maybe you're not focused about how thankful you are for water, or how thankful you are for just having food on the table, or maybe you haven't thought about, community life or your family in a different way that they do in Africa or like that. I think traveling and being around the world and seeing different perspectives can really like help you to just focus on things in a different kind of way that maybe just growing up in a small town you would never be able to experience or know to a different level, if that makes sense. Yeah, I would say the best thing in my life right now is just the community, the friends, the people around me. They've just been so helpful, so good, so kind, so understanding of me, and and just realizing that I'm not alone, and that we have so many people around us to be thankful for, and just build off of those and learn from the people around you, and then they will help you on your journey. They will listen, but also realize that you have to respect yourself and know that you have to make the decisions for yourself. So don't let somebody like push you around, but also like listen, because I think a lot of people are there to help you. They want to see you grow. So yeah, I would just say the people around me, they've just been really good to me, really kind to me when I've needed it. I've needed support, needed somebody there to kind of back you up, secure you, and just really thankful for them. Advice I would give to somebody else would be just to slow down your thinking. Like, you can't understand everything. It's not just your thinking. Like, take your time, chew on things, like, think things through. Don't think too much, but slow down your thinking and enjoy life, and make slow decisions, but solid decisions, and just enjoy it. Take your time. You can't rush through life and get anxious. That's not the best way to go. Like, here in New England, people go, stressed out, get it point A to point B. They don't think about anything else. They just all into their plans. But it's like, no, just take your time, take a step back, and think about who do you want to be, where do you want to go. Who do you want to be? Like, who are you? And is that lining up with who you want to be, and how do you get there? So just take your time and enjoy it, Don't get so stressed out about what's happening right now and your plans right now, because in the grand scheme, tomorrow those plans might be over, and then it's just the next thing, It's like, enjoy now. Just live with passion, live with joy. Be confident, Confidence is a skill. You have to keep on working at it. But keep on enjoying the process. And don't be hard on yourself. Be gentle on yourself, Don't be, oh, I failed, I did it again, I messed up. But just, like, be gentle, like, okay, I'm on a journey, I can do it, I just got to keep on taking the steps forward, So just be kind to yourself.